Listen, if you're an aspiring cloud security, cybersecurity engineer, or you just got into the field, you want to watch this video, to the end. That's what I'm gonna say. So, something I want to talk about today, and it's going to apply mostly to aspiring cloud security engineers, or even traditional cybersecurity engineers, right? This is going to apply to everyone, right? In any security facing, mostly engineering architect role, is the importance of relationship. And I don't mean networking and all that, right? I mean relationships with people that work in the same company with you, within the teams you work with, and teams you have to collaborate with. And I'll tell you why. If you've ever been in a cybersecurity, cloud security, or any security freaking role at all, especially in the engineering part, there's a phrase you're going to hear a lot. And that phrase is, this is how we've always done it. That is a phrase that's going to be reoccurring a lot of times. And it's going to happen when you land your first security role. It's going to happen when you transition from that security role to another security role in a different company. It's going to always keep happening. Okay? And this is going to happen with dev teams, app teams, or different teams you're going to have to work with. Okay? And that is where building a relationship comes in. Now, a lot of times when you hear this when you hear this phrase in your security role, it's usually because of some sort of pushback on something you're recommending. Okay? And sometimes it won't make sense to you. You'll be thinking from if you're being very technical, being very, very focused on implementing the best security solution or following security best practices, you might find yourself, getting into a little bit of, back and forth with people, in the company that you have most likely just joined, which is really not a good thing. But that is where you need to take a step back and learn the let me call the relationship building part of your job as a security engineer, be it cyber, cloud security, or whatever. Right? Yes, there's a lot of relationship building when it comes to working in this type of roles. And the reason is because there are a lot of things you're going to recommend, you're going to want to implement that people might not just accurately agree with, or they just feel is a lot of turnaround from what they're already used to. There's something called company culture. Okay? They're used to doing this a certain way without taking permissions, and now you're trying to tell them they need to do it a different way altogether. And there's always going to be this factor of they've been here before you, they've been doing it before you, and why should your way be the way it gets done now? At that point, you might want to go up ballistics and start explaining to them why this is security best practice. But this is where you need to take a step back, take a chill pill, and focus on building the relationship. Listen, as a security practitioner, you're going to have to build bridges between your team and non-security teams, right? Because a lot of things you understand, they don't understand it the way you do. Secondly, trust is a really good currency to have in these teams. It's not about whether or not they agree that the security implementation or security solutions you're recommending is good or not. They probably know that it would be better, but have you built a relationship enough for them to agree with what you say? Remember, as a security engineer, it is not just your job to build and implement these things. It's also your job to make the people that you're building it for understand the importance of it. And when you're more focused on proving how you're right and how your suggestions are better off from a security standpoint, you're wasting the energy you would invest into building that relationship with the people you work with. So yes, if you ever get into a security risk role, invest invest as well into building those relationships with the other teams you're working with, as much as you invest in, building those security solutions as well. Because sometimes you're going to have the best idea, the best security implementation idea. But somebody on the other side of the desk says, we've been doing it this other way, and we can't just change it because you come along and say we should. And you're left with your best security idea in the palm of your hands. And it's not getting implemented. Or it might take a while before it gets implemented. Okay? So yeah, relationships matter. Even if you want to do your best job as a security engineer, you need to build relationships as well. That's all I got to say. Thank you.